Africa's debt crisis brings together the South African president and several former heads of state and government. Their mission? To promote the African Leaders Initiative, a project calling for comprehensive debt relief for heavily indebted nations on the continent. Several African countries, including Ethiopia, have defaulted on international loans, while others have seen protests against the rising cost of living, the most recent in Malawi. South Africa is using its presidency of the G20, the world's strongest economies, to advance African interests.
It is vital to ensuring that the rights and interests of the vulnerable are not trampled beneath the ambitions of the powerful. Multilateral cooperation is our only hope of overcoming unprecedented challenges, including slow and uneven growth, rising debt burdens and levels.
Foreign assistance to the African continent has been shrinking since 2018. The most recent cuts were by the US and reduced access to healthcare. The absence of high-ranking US representatives like the Treasury Secretary from the meeting has not gone unnoticed.
It's not just affecting Africa. We're seeing in Europe, the transatlantic alliance, which has prevailed since after World War II, is literally crumbling before our eyes. And Europe is now having to think about how that's going to affect them, not only from a security standpoint, but then also, economically, socially, and so on and so forth. And Africa, we have to start thinking about what are the potential alternatives.
Some analysts say geopolitical changes spurred by US President Donald Trump's unilateral policies are likely to push G20 states to strengthen multilateral relations to bolster the global economy.
At the same time, critics are pointing to what could be the declining relevance of the G20. The finance ministers of China, Japan, India and Brazil are not here. And by the end of last year, Africa's biggest lender, China, had reduced funding.
During its G20 presidency, South Africa says it will prioritize debt sustainability for developing economies and a just energy transition. But the risk of the US withdrawing its financial support could significantly influence those plans. Fahmida, Al Jazeera, Cape Town, South Africa.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.